Welcome to CivilNet. My guest via Skype from Brussels is Ali Yurttagul. He is a journalist and writer. Mr. Yurttagul, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You have written extensively on Turkey-EU relations, on Turkey's integration or accession to the European Union. After the AKP came to power in the early 2000s and 2002, one of their issues on their platform was European Union accession.
Yes.
Now, more than 14 years later, where does Turkey-EU relations stand at this point in time?
Actually, if you read the last few articles of mine, I'm working on the thesis saying AKP haven't any European project anymore. That means not that Turkey haven't any European project anymore. That's a problem of the AKP policies. Because this party, the origin of this party, Refah, in 19th, was clearly against it, against the integration of European Union. Because they was an Islamic country and Middle East oriented. AKP left this way, thinking that the democratization process, a question of the power, is extremely useful for his future in Turkish policy. And today, AKP think he is on the power and don't need anymore a European perspective for being on power. That's the main thesis, actually.
Okay, for those of us outside of Turkey looking inside, following the news, following the process of the last number of years taking place in Turkey, with the rise of AKP coming to power, there was hopes, and I think for many in Turkey, for countries and nations living in the regions, we wanted to see a Turkey within the European Union because we saw that as a guarantee to the establishment of democratic institutions, to the protection of human rights,
Yes.
to the protection of media, freedom of speech.
Yes.
Something along the way changed. And now we seem to see, even though it wasn't an Islamist party, perhaps a nationalist party, that those conservative tendencies are getting stronger. Is that a fair statement?
I think you have completely right. The AKP, or success of the AKP policy, is actually a coalition of several elements. The European perspective either. That's, if you look the Turkish society, you will see a very large consensus on European question in different level, for economic reasons, for social rights, for democratization, the hope of minorities to get a comfortable life and to be recognized, and you can see the hope of young people to be a part of free and democratic world. As all these elements was actually the source of AKP's success in 2002. AKP was the party from the opposition fighting for democratization, open for European perspective, open for economic opening of the country, and sensitive of all questions like minority rights and human rights and democratization. It was the source, if you look in electoral victories of AKP until 2011. Well, and this coalition, this consensus, not only in Turkey on European perspective, inside of the AKP was actually the real success of Turkey last 10 years. If you look, Turkey's economic success was not only an economic one, it was a sentence of political openness and economic development. AKP left last 2 years this way. That's the problem.
Hrant Dink was one of those citizens of Turkey of Armenian heritage. He was an Armenian who believed in European Union accession membership for Turkey. Some people say that after his murder in front of the Agos building in Istanbul, that was also an indicator of things that were changing, moving backward in the country.
I think yes. I think that is a symbol actually. Hrant was killed in 2007. Hrant was one of the symbols in several levels. As a good friend of mine, I know him very well, very closely. We were more than 20 years friends, and his thinking were actually representing the hope of all minorities in Turkey, hoping a democratic, open, and in European integrated Turkey. And it is not a coincidence that he was the victim of these new processes which started of 2007. If you look, the modification of AKP policy, it started already actually 2007-8, and we don't know after more than 7 years still who is behind of this attack. And that's not coincidence, because today, I believe, there are a coalition between those forces which killed Hrant and AKP fighting for power in Ankara.
Just as a final question, can Turkey move towards greater democracy without becoming closer or developing closer, deeper ties with the European Union in the absence of, let's say, European Union membership?
Well, I think it's theoretically possible, but if you look in European history, Spain, Greece, or Portugal, inside of European Union or in integration process, Turkey can achieve a democratization maybe in one generation, which take maybe 3-1. And I think the key issue for European policy and Turkey, not only for Turkey, for the around of Turkey, for Caucasus, Middle East, the Turkish development is crucial, because Turkey can be a source of stabilization, transformation, democratization, an element, a positive element in this geography. Turkey can be a source of crisis, like we follow today. I think, and I hope, Turkey will overcome this blocus of AKP policy, which we follow last 2 or 3 years.
Thank you very much, Ali Yurttagul, for talking to us to help us understand a little bit more, and for the articles that you've been writing in a number of Turkish papers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Follow me, please.
I'd like to remind our viewers that my guest was writer and journalist Ali Yurttagul from Brussels. Stay with CivilNet.